So hello and welcome everyone. This is Lucas here with the Gabriel Method, and welcome to step-by-step core lesson number 6. Now before we get started today, I have a few important announcements. First of all, there's been quite a few questions from members wondering how long they'll have access to the bonus materials and the training materials. Now please remember, you'll have access to all the materials in the entire course for as long as you need. There's no expiration date. Your login and password will continue to work, and we'll be here for you if you need help with that. So there's no rush and no hurry to get through the materials if you're behind on any of the course materials. Now, next announcement is John has added a special bonus Ask John call-in day specifically for people in GMT time zone. So people in Europe, people in the UK, people in Africa and South Africa. So if you're joining us from somewhere where it's the middle of the night right now, this call is specifically for you. It's on Thursday. It's at 7 in the morning London time. All the call-in details have been emailed to you, and they're also on the members site. So again, if you've been unable to join the live classes because it's the middle of the night, please do take advantage of this call on Thursday if you'd like to, if you can. Now, you may have also noticed that this week's video blog has not been updated yet. We're sorry about that. We had a technical glitch, and the video blog will be updated, an expanded version, by Tuesday of next week. So stay tuned for that. We'll give you updates via email. And last but not least, next week we'll be sending you an email to schedule your one-on-one session with John, which will start about 1 week after the course completion. So please look out for that email early next week as well. Now, during the live class today, as always, please remember you can email your questions to the special email address we have set up, which is class@thegabrielmethod.com, and we'll do our best to get through all the questions we can. And as always, any questions we're unable to answer will be answered during the Ask John session later on this week, or else in the video blog session in the upcoming week. So with all those announcements out of the way, I'll turn it over to you, John.
Okay, welcome back everyone to core lesson number 6, which we're going to be focusing on the mind-body connection and weight loss. And really what we're going to be talking about is how to tap into the power of the mind and use it to transform not only your body, but your life as well. We're going to be talking about how to use the power of your mind to do a number of things. One is get your energy channels open and flowing so you have abundant energy, physical health and vitality and fitness. You can use your mind for that. Also to deepen your intuition so you have a sense of feeling guided. In our last Ask John, people are asking me, how do I know my life's purpose? How do I get a deeper sense of guidance? We're going to be talking about how to tap into the power of your mind and use it so that you can have a deeper sense of guidance and be really living your life's purpose, and then also how to maximize the power of your mind and use it to attract enormous success in any area of your life. Because our minds are a very powerful creative tool, and our minds are like a magnet that we can use to attract success in any area of our life. But just like any other magnet, it really depends on the strength of the magnet and how the magnet is applied that will determine how effective the magnet is. So we're going to be talking about how to maximize the strength of your mind and use it in a way that can help you attract success in every area of your life. It's much easier than you think, and whether you realize it or not, for this last 5 weeks, you have been strengthening the power of your mind, your focus, your concentration, and actually your mental force and energy you have been strengthening over the last 5 weeks without even realizing it. And now you're in a beautiful situation where you can take advantage of that increased focus, concentration, and power to really transform your entire life. But the first thing we have to realize, and you have to understand, is that our minds really do have power. Not just power to create in a mental space, but literal, tangible, physical power to affect the physical world. Our minds are like an energy. And what quantum physics teaches us is that the physical universe is an energy too. You know, modern day physics pretty much says that everything is an energy. Well, our minds are an energy, physical universe is an energy. The two energies can interact, and our minds can literally affect the physical universe. Now, there's lots of tangible proof out there of the power of the mind, but for me, one of the most blatant, tangible proofs of the power of the mind that I've ever seen is Dr. Masahiro Emoto the Japanese researcher that studied water molecules and water crystals. And it always surprises me how few people know about this. It was on What the Bleep Do We Know, the movie that came out, What the Bleep Do We Know, and I just thought it was kind of modern. Everybody knew about Masahiro Emoto and his water crystals, but as I've done seminars over the last couple of years, I realized there's so many people that don't know this. And this is such a tangible example of how our minds have literal physical power to affect the physical world. So I'm just going to bring that in and show you some examples of Dr. Masahiro Emoto. So he wrote a book, Messages from Water, and what he did is he was able to measure, to freeze water molecules and take pictures of actual molecules of water and the crystalline structure of the water. And what he found was that the crystalline structure of the water was affected by lots of different things, how polluted a water stream was, how healthy the water was, but he also found that if you played different music, the crystalline structure of the water would actually change. And then he found that if you wrote different things on the bottle of the water, like I love you or I hate you, it would actually tangibly affect the crystalline structure of the water. So just to give you an example, this is a picture of the crystalline structure of the water from a polluted dam in Japan, in the Fujiwara Dam. This is the same water after he applied a Buddhist prayer to the bottle of the water. Look how the crystalline structure has been totally affected by the thoughts, the positive thoughts. And what he found were positive thoughts and negative thoughts affected the crystalline structure in different ways. Now again, a lot of people have heard of this, but it amazes me how there's many people that haven't seen this. And to me, it always blows me away when I see these pictures. This is one where he actually wrote, I'm sorry about the message here, he actually wrote on the bottle, "You make me sick," and you could see what it did to the crystalline structure of the water. And then here's one where he wrote, "I love you," and then took a picture of the water. And it just amazes me how the water is formed in a beautiful, symmetric, crystalline structure as opposed to a random, chaotic type of structure. And so there's many different pictures like this that he has of water molecules and how they've been affected by our thoughts and our thinking. And if you think about it, I mean, what they say is our bodies are 60 to 70% water. And you have to ask yourself, when we have thoughts throughout the day, what is that doing physically to the molecular structure of the water? And not just water, what is it doing to the molecules in our body? What is it doing to the particles in our body? It's obvious now that our thoughts affect the particles of our body, and not just our bodies. What about the people around us? When we're putting out negative energy or positive energy, how's that affecting their bodies? And so our particles, all the particles of our bodies are very definitely affected by our thoughts. And I've really spent a lot of time thinking about how this works. You know, why does our thoughts have power over our physical body? And for us, it's a really new concept. But for Eastern medicine, that's been studying energy and how energy relates to our body for thousands and thousands of years, it's really nothing new. If you look at Eastern medicine, like acupuncture and Ayurvedic medicine, it says basically that our mind is an energy. And the more powerful the mind is, the more powerful that energy is. And what basically Chinese medicine believes is that there's 4 different types of energy that interact within our body, all in increasing levels of density. So there's the mental energy, and then slightly more dense is the emotional energy, and then more dense after that is what the life force energy, what I call vitality, or what Chinese medicine calls qi. And that's our life force energy, and then we've got our physical energy, which is even more dense. And I've always thought about this. To me, it amazes me. If you want to just look at an incredible miracle, just take your finger and look at it and think to yourself, "Move my finger," and just by a thought, you move your finger, and your whole body. And we take this for granted, but I don't take it for granted. And I don't understand, for the longest time, I don't understand. How does a thought translate to a movement? How do you have the thought, point your finger, and your finger gets pointed? Move your hand, and your hand gets moved. How does something that's invisible, intangible, non-physical, a thought, where does it come from, and how does it move our bodies? How does thought have power over our body? Well, Chinese medicine describes it. The way they describe it is our thoughts are like an energy that creates an energetic ripple. And that energetic ripple increases density as it becomes an emotion, and then that emotion becomes a life force with a chi ripple, and that chi ripple then interacts with our brain cells and our neurons and creates a physical ripple, and then we have movement. And the Chinese have really mapped out this life force energy, and this is something I've been talking about for the whole course: vitality, eat more live foods, we need life force. They've really mapped it out, and what they've basically said is that we've got we've got like an energetic circulatory system, similar to our blood, similar to the way our circulatory system of our blood. We've got an energetic circulatory system that they call acupuncture meridians. And the acupuncture meridians, the life force flows through these meridians in our bodies the same way blood flows through it. Now, we can't see this life force, and we can't measure this life force. But keep in mind, we couldn't see electricity until a few hundred years ago. We couldn't measure electricity, and for all we knew, electricity didn't exist, or X-rays or gamma rays. And some of the most powerful things in the universe that are all around us, simply because we can't see them, touch them, feel them, or measure them, we think that they don't exist, but they obviously do exist. So X-rays, gamma rays, things, nuclear power, all of these things exist. Electricity, all of these things, radio waves, they all exist. We just haven't been, we've only recently been able to measure them. Today, we don't have the ability to measure life force energy, although there's certain types of machines that some people say can measure life force energy. We haven't mapped it out yet, but the Chinese have really mapped it out, and it does exist. And let's face it, we know that there's a world of difference between a live body and a dead body, even though they may look the same if they're both sitting in a chair not moving. But the fact of the matter is, a live body has life force energy, and that life force energy flows up and down through these life force meridians, or these acupuncture meridians. And the reason why acupuncture works and why it's gaining so much popularity in the West is that basically Chinese medicine says that all diseases manifest first as a blockage in the flow of your energy channels. And what they do with those acupuncture needles is they try to open up the flow of your energy channels. And when your energy channels are flowing, your life force is flowing, and your life force can get to all the different parts of your body, and it can nourish your body. When your energy channels are blocked, your life force is blocked in different areas, it will cause disease, sickness, decay. It's similar to if you look at your gutters on your roof. When the gutters are blocked by leaves, the water can't flow and it starts to stagnate. It's the same with life force. Life force stagnates when it can't flow. But when you clean out the gutters, the water starts to flow smoothly again and flows easily. So according to Eastern medicine, keeping our life force channels open and flowing is the secret to ultimate health and happiness. When our energy channels are blocked, we're weak, devitalized, sick, crave dead, lifeless foods, chronically exhausted, we gain weight, we have negative emotions, we're irritable, we're cranky, and we have low energy mental thinking. Our energy is less powerful because literally our mental energy can't get through our body and it can't manifest in the world. So our mental energy becomes less powerful. We become less effective at creating in the world. So having your energy channels open and flowing will create health, vitality, happiness, and also give us more mental energy that can flow through us that we can use to then manifest and create happiness and success and prosperity in this world. So the question is, what blocks our energy channels? Well, negative thoughts, negative emotions, fear, and stress block our energy channels in two ways. One, the energy of negative thoughts, just like what we saw with the water molecules, how the water molecules became destructive from a negative thought. Negative emotions and negative thoughts are a denser type of energy, according to Eastern medicine, that's sticky and gets stuck in your energy channels. If you would imagine like a positive energy, like clean water flowing through your energy channels, well, a negative energy is like a sticky, like molasses or honey that gets stuck in your energy channels. So negative, fearful thoughts are an energy that gets stuck in your energy channels and cause energy blockages. Also, when you're in a state of fear and stress, your energy channels constrict. It's a protection mechanism. It's like your body doesn't want to let in the energy. If you're around someone, for example, that's really hostile toward you and screaming at you, you're going to constrict your energy channels because you're not going to want to let that energy in. It's a harmful energy. The same way you see in those pictures that a negative thought can cause damage on a molecular level. When someone's negative around you, they're putting out a negative energy that can cause harm to you. And even when you're thinking your own thoughts that are negative, they can cause harm to you. Your body's trying to protect itself. It will constrict its energy channels so that energy cannot run through your body. So your energy channels constrict, and the sticky energy gets stuck, and that causes blockages. So when you're in a state of chronic stress, chronic fear, negative thinking, worry all the time, you're creating blockages in your energy channel. Your energy channels can't flow. Traumas and toxins also cause blockages in your energy channels, but we've dealt with that. We've talked in session 4 about traumas, and session 3 is about toxins. So we've dealt with that, and we've talked about also in terms of how to live a lower stress life. So we're dealing with these energies, with these issues. But if you look at what having a chronically negative thinking, fearful state causes, I'm just going to show you like a kind of a vicious negative spiral. Now, we talked in session 4 about a negative spiral, about how stress can make you tired and activate your fat programs. I want to look at it, I want to take that negative positive spiral one step further now and look at it from an energetic perspective of what's happening on an energy level to your body. Is that when we have negative thoughts, they're causing negative emotions. Now, those negative emotions on an energetic level are sticky, lower, denser energies that get stuck in your energy channels. Our energy channels constrict, and that causes energy blockages, which literally causes devitalization, because literally the life force energy that's supposed to flow smoothly through our body can't flow through our body anymore. And that causes sickness, disease, exhaustion, which causes more negative thinking. When you're tired all the time, when you're in pain all the time, when your energy's low, it's creating more low-level energy, which is creating more negative emotions, which is creating more energy blockage. So we go through this spiral, this downward spiral of creating more negativity, more tired, more energy blockages, more constriction. And we're walking around just totally blocked. And we wonder why our life is not working out the way we want it to, why we don't have the energy, why we can't manifest what we want. We don't have the power. Our energy's blocked. Our life force energy and our powerful mental energy cannot flow through our body and manifest in the world because of these blockages. The reverse side of it, a positive spiral, is when you have the habit of positive thinking. We've talked about how to create, using power words, how to create the habit of feeling safe and feeling more positive. And so when you're feeling more positive, you have a lighter type of emotional energy that can run through your body much easier. Your energy channels open up and constrict because you're not in a state of fear anymore. So you can see how important it is to feel safe and to create, using power words and creating a belief system that makes you feel safe, that the universe is safe. You can see how important that is. It opens up your energy channels, creates an energy flow. Literally, the energy can flow through your body, nourishing your body. So sickness and disease goes away. You don't need as much medication as you used to. Your doctor will take you off of the medication. You have more energy, so you're not craving junk food anymore. Your blood sugar is more stable, and so you're able to lose weight. You have more vitality, more physical health and energy. Things are flowing. You're happier. You have more energy to create, which leads to more positive, high-level thinking and creates a positive spiral. So we want to use our mind. We want to use the power of our mind to create a positive spiral. Now, as we talked about, the more open our energy channels are, the more powerful our creative force. And the more mental energy can come through, allowing more powerful energy to manifest in the world. Now, How do we use our minds, the power of our minds, to open our energy channels and get our energy channels flowing? Well, one, as we talked about in session 4, is to use mind and use visualization to make us feel safe. So if we can feel safe, that's going to take care of 90% of the problem. But we can also use the power of our mind to actually physically open up our energy channels. The reason is that our energy, our life force energy, moves with our mind. According to Eastern medicine, when you focus on different parts of your body and that, for example, like that ball of light that we focus on and the energy moving up and down and all around our body, and today we're going to do a visualization specifically where we're going to use the power of our mind to open up our energy channels. Our life force energy moves with the power of our mind. And then we can use it to open our energy channels, get our energy channels open and flowing. So we've been doing a lot of this already with creating that ball of light and then having the light circulate all through our body. We're using the power of our mind and positive energy to open up our energy channels and to get them open and flowing. So you can use the power of our mind to open up our energy channels. And when you're in that powerful smart mode state, you're in a much more powerful state. And then when you're using that more powerful state, it acts like a kind of like a Drano to get your energy channels open and flowing. So we're going to get into that powerful state like we always do, that smart mode, alpha and theta state, where our mind is much more powerful. And then we're going to direct it and use it to open up our energy channels. And then we're going to allow very powerful energies to come through us and use those powerful energies to create in the world and also to heal our bodies. So you've been strengthening without even realizing it, you've been strengthening your mind and opening up your energy channels for the past 5 weeks. That's why I've been saying every day, I don't care what you take from this, at the very least, do the visualization in the morning and the evening. It will take care of 99% of the problem. Why? Because it will give you positive suggestions. So whatever it is that we're trying to incorporate into a habit, it's going to happen already. It'll make you feel safer so that you can create a positive spiral. You're not in this chronic state of fear where you're chronically blocking your energy channels. And it will use the power of mind to get your energy channels open and flowing. So we've been doing this now for the past 5 weeks. And what you'll find is if you just keep the habit of doing visualization in the morning and evening, over time, 5 weeks turns into 6 months, 6 months turns into 6 years, you are a different person. I can tell you now, I lost my weight 7 years ago, and I've been doing visualization very, very rarely. That maybe the number of days that I haven't done visualization in the morning, you could count on one hand in the last 7 years. Even if it's just for 5 seconds, I do visualization every morning, and sometimes I do it for a really long time because it feels incredible. I get into a really beautiful state. I feel my body getting more powerful. But 7 years down the road, I'm a different person. So I can tell you, if you can create this habit that you've been doing for the past 5 weeks, your mind, your mental ability, your life force energy, the amount of energy and mental energy you're able to channel into your life is 2 or 3 times what it was 5 weeks ago. Imagine what it's going to be like in six weeks or in 6 months or in 6 years. So we can now use that energy and tap into it and use it to transform our lives. So what can we do with our minds? We can open up our energy channels, and also, as we just talked about, one of the other things that doing daily visualization does is it develops your intuition so that you can feel guided, safer, and have more meaning and purpose in life. And then you can use it to attract success. So what I want to talk about now is how we can use the power of our mind to develop our intuition and how important our intuition is and what intuition is. Our intuition is what people call our sixth sense. Now we have 5 senses that give us information about the world. Our 5 senses help us touch, smell, taste, hear, and through touch, smell, taste, hear, and all these different things we take in the world. But is that really all that's going on outside the world? Well, we know it's not true, because you could be bombarded with X-rays or gamma rays to the point where your body could be ready to explode, or microwaves or radio waves, and you wouldn't even know it, because that's not in the visual spectrum, it's not in the feeling spectrum. Each of our different senses takes in a very narrow range. I was watching a report on Four Corners, a show here in Australia. I was watching it yesterday about wind farms, and some people saying that they're getting headaches and this and that and wind farms, and that apparently there's a noise when you're very close to it, and who knows if it's true or not, but some people, but they did some measurements, there's a noise that we're not even hearing because it's below our auditory spectrum, so we're not even hearing the noise, but the noise is affecting us and it's affecting the cells of our body. And we also know, for example, dogs can hear things that we can't hear. And so there's all these things that we can see, feel, taste, touch in a very narrow range, but it's really, the reality is it's giving us a very narrow definition of reality that we know is not true. For example, our senses tell us that we're solid, separate, and we're limited in time and space. This is what our senses are telling us. But the truth is, quantum physics, modern day physics, and I'm not even talking about Eastern religions or Eastern medicine or anything like that. I'm talking about modern day cutting edge math, is telling us that what our senses, the view of life that our senses brings into the world is wrong. It says that we see ourselves as a solid being, but if you look into the atoms of our body, inside the atoms of our body, if that's an atom, we've got a nucleus and we've got these electrons. Now, there is as much relative space, this amazes me, there's as much relative space between the nucleus and the electrons in the atoms of the body as there is between the sun and the planets in the solar system. That means that we see ourselves as a solid being. In reality, we're 99.9% empty space. We've got a nucleus and we've got electrons in all the different atoms, and there's 99.9% empty space, and yet we see ourselves as solid beings. We're not. We're empty space. And if you look inside the particles in the nucleus, if you look inside the particles, those particles, this is according to quantum physics, this is math, those particles can exist as a physical particle or as a wave of energy. At any moment, that means at any moment we can be either physical or we can be a wave of energy. It's called wave-particle duality. And that wave of energy that's inside our body can exist in one instant inside our body and in another instant anywhere else in the universe. Anywhere else in the universe. That means, and this is quantum physics talking, this is math, that means that we see ourselves as a physical, solid, rock-hard being that's separate from anything else, and in reality, we're 99.9% empty space, and we're just waves of energy all over the universe. That's what we really are. Yet our five senses give us a version of reality that says that I'm a body, and that I'm separate from my table, and that I'm solid, and the table's solid, and it's not. We're just waves of energy all over the universe. We also know that time is not sequential. That means that the past didn't happen in the past, and the future isn't going to happen in the future. That all time exists right now in the eternal present. That's quantum physics talking. But yet our minds and our five senses give us a version of reality where time is sequential, where the past happened yesterday and the future's happening tomorrow, and it hasn't happened yet, and who knows what's going to happen, and we're these solid beings, and we're not. So we're not getting a real picture of what reality is. Yet we have another sense. We have a sixth sense. So quantum physics tells us that we're infinite, immortal, eternal waves of energy all over the universe. It sounds very religious, but this is what math is telling us right now. Yet we have a sixth sense that knows the truth. Our sixth sense is not fooled by what we're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. We have a sixth sense that is in touch with the fact that we are eternal beings, that there's no time. And this sixth sense is not limited by space, time, or time, and as a result, our sixth sense knows the future. Why does our sixth sense know the future? Simply because the future is existing now. We just can't see it through our minds and our five senses. Our sixth sense can see the future. And because our sixth sense can see the future, our sixth sense is the ultimate safety. It's the ultimate safety. If you live predominantly through your logical mind, our logical minds can't possibly keep us safe. You know, you could be walking down the street and you get this intuition, this feeling that you should turn left, but you think to yourself, that's ridiculous. Why should I turn left? I turn right every day. Right is shorter. Right makes more sense. I've got to get home. And so you turn right and a piano falls on your head. There's no way you could know that a piano is going to fall on your head. There's no way, no matter how brilliant you are, your mind can't keep you safe. And the truth is, that's why we're all in a chronic state of perpetual fear, because we're living through our logical mind, and our logical mind knows that no matter how smart it is, no matter how much information it takes in, it can't possibly keep you safe from getting a piano to fall, from preventing a piano from falling on your head. So we listen to the news all morning. How many people died? Where's the war? What's the risk of meltdown, nuclear war, global warming? What's the risk of all these things? And we try to assess how to keep us safe. And we're in a chronic state of fear because this many people died about this and this and that and that. And our minds are trying to keep us safe. Our minds can't possibly keep us safe, and our minds are frantic. But when you develop your intuition, you know safety. You know whether you should turn left or right, whether you should talk to this person or that person. It's also an internal guidance. It'll tell you intuitively, you know what, I think I should just go up and talk to that person. I don't know why, I just feel that way, and you talk to that person, and it turns out that he's the vice president of some camera company, and you end up being a photographer, which was your life's dreams, and making millions of dollars making photography books. Or you meet the love of your life. Your internal wisdom, your gut knows what your true guidance is. So when you deepen your intuition, not only are you safer and your logical mind can relax because you know you're safer, and I have to say that I can't tangibly figure out why I feel safer except for the fact that I do feel that my intuition has increased. So I just feel like I'm going to be where I need to be. I'm going to be talking to who I need to be talking to. I'm going to be turning left if that's the right way to turn. That's going to keep me safe, and I rely more and more on my intuition, and my intuition has gotten stronger and stronger. I'll explain why my intuition has gotten stronger and why your intuition is going to get stronger too, simply by doing what we're doing. But also, not only keeping you safe, it's putting you in touch with your internal guidance, because there's a part of you, as we know from quantum physics, that's immortal, that lives forever, that's everywhere, that's eternal. And that part of you knows why you're here. And when you're in touch with it, it will tell you what you should be doing from day to day. And living your life's purpose is not necessarily a grandiose thing that has to be, whether you're an accountant or a graphic arts designer or an actor. That's not necessarily your life purpose. Living your life purpose is from moment to moment, being in touch with your internal guidance, your intuition, the part of you that knows why you're here and knows what you should be doing from moment to moment. Living your life's purpose is a moment-to-moment type of thing. So your sixth sense gets you in touch with your life's purpose, with your internal guidance. So how do you strengthen your sixth sense? Well, what I would say is that we all have a sixth sense, but it's been atrophied. As kids, our sixth sense is there, and you talk to a kid, and he's got a playmate that you can't see or feel, or he just knows that daddy's not feeling well. Daddy might be at the office. He goes, oh, daddy's sick, or he just knows something that there's no way he could know. And you hear stories like that all the time. Kids have a sixth sense, but it gets atrophied. The reason it gets atrophied is we start living more and more. We're taught, oh, that's ridiculous, son. Don't, that how could you possibly know that? No, there's no one there that you're talking to. Whatever it is, we learn over time that our sixth sense is not what we should be relying. We should be relying on our eyes, ears, and our senses, our five senses. So our five senses get stronger and stronger, and our sixth sense atrophies, and it becomes like a lazy eye. Now, a lazy eye, when you're a kid, we talked about this in one of the last call-in sessions, for those of you that listen. A lazy eye for a kid, if you ever see a kid with a lazy eye, it means that one of the eyes, the muscles in the eye has not strengthened as well as the other eye, and so what happens is it can't compete when the child's looking, and the stronger eye gets stronger and stronger, and the lazy eye gets weaker and weaker. So it's a fairly common thing when a kid gets a lazy eye, and it's a really easy treatment for the lazy eye. The treatment for a lazy eye is to put a patch on the strong eye. When you put a patch on the strong eye, the lazy eye is forced to move and forced to work, and it gets stronger and stronger. Eventually, the muscles in the lazy eye get so strong that it can compete with the strong eye, and then they both work in harmony together. And then you take the patch off. So you put a patch on the strong eye for about a week, and then the lazy eye gets stronger. Well, if you have a sixth sense that's gotten atrophied from years and years of non-use, and your five senses are so strong, and you want to strengthen it, how do you do that? Well, one of the ways you can do that is put a patch on the good senses. What is putting a patch on the good senses? Putting a patch on the good senses is meditation or visualization. In other words, if you're sitting awake and conscious and you're not looking at anything, you're not listening to anything, you're not moving, you're not paying attention to any type of smells, then what happens is you quiet down, and that sixth sense, which has gotten so weak, starts to activate and get stronger. And that's the sense that you use when you're meditating. And so what that is, meditation is basically strengthening your sixth sense. And so you can use your mind through meditation and through daily visualization, not only, like I said, to unblock your energy channels, but to strengthen your intuition. So every single day that you sit and do a visualization or a meditation, you are strengthening your intuition to the point where it's strong enough to compete in your everyday world with everything else. Which means that you're walking down the street and it's so obvious and logical you should turn left, but someone said, no, I just feel like I should turn right, and turning right changes your life. You meet the love of your life, you have a job opportunity that changes your life, or you prevent getting attacked or getting killed. Your sixth sense, your sixth sense is your ultimate guidance in this world, and it gets stronger and stronger and stronger every day. So you can tap into your intuition by using your mind in this way to unblock your energy channels, to strengthen your intuition. You can also use the power of your mind to attract, manifest, and create success. Now, a lot of people talk about the law of attraction. And does the law of attraction work? And people say, I visualized having a mansion and it didn't work. I'm still poor. Or something like that, or whatever it is. Well, I feel that the law of attraction has gotten a lot of attention, obviously, since The Secret came out, and it's been used and misused, and people are hyping it in lots of different ways. But I have my own experience with the law of attraction, which I'm going to share with you in a little while, and I have to say that yes, our minds are like a magnet, and it's a tangible force, but it depends on the clarity, consistency, and power of your thoughts. So if you're doing, for example, abundance visualization, and you visualize abundance, and then the rest of the day you spend in chronic fear because you don't have enough, okay, and that visualization wasn't very strong because you didn't know how to get into a powerful state like smart mode, for example, so you just close your eyes and visualize, but then 99% of the rest of the day you're in chronic fear and worry, you're sending conflicting signals. It's not a clear signal, and it's not a powerful signal, and it's not a consistent signal. So there's no question that our minds are a creative force, but we have to learn how to make it clear, consistent, and powerful. And doing the types of visualizations that we're doing when we're in when we're in the state of smart mode, when we're opening up our energy channels so that more power can come through our bodies, and when we're learning how to get our mind to be calm, then you have a very powerful tool for attracting success. And I'll just share with you my own experiences over the last few years with what they call the law of attraction, which to me is just using the mind as a creative force. I don't even like to call it the law of attraction. But for starters, visualizing my own ideal body. I mean, that was my first introduction to how powerful visualization is. Although when I was a kid, I used to use visualization to help me with things like headaches and quit smoking. I visualized my ideal body every night as I was going to sleep, and 2.5 years later, I became that exact image that I visualized down to the T. And that taught me in a very powerful way, in a way that I could never possibly prove except from my own experience, that our minds have a very powerful ability to create our physical bodies, but they also create in the world. Because I remember after I lost my weight in 2004, I was at a big theater in Perth called the Burswood Theater, and it seats 1,500 people, and I was watching someone speak. I think it was Doreen Virtue, and the place was packed, and I thought to myself, you know, I have got a really strong message now, and I hadn't even finished writing the book, but I thought, I've got a really powerful message. Someday I want to be up on this stage in front of a packed audience, and I want to be telling my message. And in the morning, I used to visualize that I was at the Burswood Theater in front of a packed audience, and there was just this explosion of light coming through me, and it was just going out into the audience, and people were feeling enormous inspiration and desire to change their life, and it was just a very powerful experience, and it became a habit. I just visualized as part of my routine every morning. I do whatever I did. I do my meditation, I do my visualization, and then at the end I visualized this experience, and that to me was my sort of way of communicating that someday I'm going to be up there communicating my message to the world. And 2.5 years later, I got a call from a guy who said, you know, we're putting together a weight loss super conference in Perth, and I saw your book. I'd love for you to speak. I said, sure. And then he said, it's going to be at the Burswood Theater on April blah, 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 blah. And I said, really? That's interesting. And then a couple months later, I'm in the Burswood Theater. I'm in front of a packed audience, and there's just this explosion of energy coming out of me to the point where I don't even remember what I said. But at the end of the experience, I just know that everybody that was there that hadn't had a copy of my book had bought a copy of my book, and they're waiting in line for me to sign it. They had to postpone the next speaker for a half an hour just to get the line to come through so that I could talk to everybody. It was an incredibly powerful experience. Now, I didn't sit there and call the Burswood Theater and say, hey, how much does it cost to have a seminar here and advertise? I didn't do any of those things. All I did was in the morning I had a vision. And I can tell you that that vision happened exactly the way I had imagined it happening every single day. And it just became a habit that I created this vision, and it exactly manifested. And then after that happened, the movie The Secret came out, the DVD The Secret, and I saw it, and I said, wow, this is really inspiring stuff, even though I have to say at this point, I really do feel like it's been overworked and overmilked and overused and overhyped and overcomplicated too, quite frankly. But when I saw it, I thought, you know what? The people that put out the book The Secret, I want them to publish my book. So I used to imagine that the publishers, and I didn't know who the publishers of The Secret were, but I used to imagine that the publishers of The Secret published my book and that it spread all over the world, and like light traveling all over the world, people would read it and people would be inspired to help transform their bodies. And then I got a call, and I only did this for a week, 1 week, and then I got a call from a literary agent in Thailand, and he said, I read your book, I really liked it, I'd like to be your literary agent and get you a publisher. The last book I sold was to a company called Beyond Words, and you may be familiar with Beyond Words. They're the publishers of The Secret. And I said, I didn't know Beyond Words was the publisher of The Secret because I didn't even know who the publishers of The Secret were. But I do know that you're exactly who I was putting out for, and you're hired. And a couple of weeks later, he sent the book to Beyond Words. They published the book, and now it's been translated into 13 languages, and it's spread all over the world. And that happened through a visualization. Again, I didn't buy the book The Secret. I never actually read the book The Secret. I didn't buy it, and I didn't look and say, who's the publisher? And I didn't call up and say, hello, Beyond Words. I think I've got a book for you, ba, 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 ba. All I did was I created a vision. Now, keep in mind that I have been doing visualization for a number of years by then. It became a habit. So my energy channels have become very open, and my clarity and focus had gotten more and more powerful. My ability to get into a deep, powerful state, my ability to channel physical energy into the world had become very powerful to the point where when I visualize something, in 1 week it happens. So now, I've gotten to the point now where I've seen the cause and effect relationship between what I visualize happening and what happens so consistently that I've actually learned something. I've actually learned that when I do a vision of what I want, I don't make it that exact anymore. Because yeah, I got beyond words to publish the book, but since then I've been approached by many, many other publishers with much better opportunities that would have helped that could help the book spread in a much more effective way. So what I should have been doing, and what I would do now, is I imagine it published by an incredible publisher and spreading all over the world rather than having it be that specific thing. So what I've learned is when your mind gets really powerful and really effective, you can get exactly what you want. So for example, you might have a crush on someone that you love and you might visualize being with that person. You actually develop the power to somehow end up being with that person, but that may not be the right person for you. And it might cause misery to both them and you. And the more powerful your mind gets, the more responsibility you have, really, to use that power wisely. You need knowledge and understanding, because otherwise it's like a child with a gun. You know, that's a child with a gun is an enormous danger to themselves and to everybody else. When you have the power to look at someone and say, yes, I want to be with that person, and have them be with you, you've got the power to create, but also the power to destroy. Destroy what you otherwise would have done, and what they would have otherwise done. So what I have learned is now what I do is I just create a vision of success in terms of light, like light spreading through the world, people being transformed, people being happy, me being in the right place at the right time. I create that vision, and I let the universe reorganize itself around that. But you're all developing this power. So I would encourage you to start by using the visualization to try to create what it is that you think you want, but then over time, as you get more and more powerful, use the visualization to create the feeling of what you want. If you want to be madly in love and happily married, don't necessarily target a specific person. Feel the situation of you being in love and you being married and you having kids and all of it flowing and working. If you want to be enormously successful in business, don't necessarily imagine that it's going to be through being the chief executive officer of a lipstick company or whatever it is that your vision is. Have the vision of you being successful, the feeling of you being successful. Let the universe reorganize around that. Because what's happening over time, and I can tell you this from my own experience, and it's just, to me, it's just matter of fact. It's not mystic. It's not hype. It's just matter of fact, simple logic science, that when your energy channels get more and more open, when your ability to focus gets deeper, you channel enormous energy into this world. And you have the ability to affect the world and yourself in an enormous way. It's your creative ability, creative principle that you can use every single morning. And if you make it a habit every morning to do visualization and to open up your energy channels and do a visualization similar to what we're going to do today, you're just going to get more and more powerful. And it's going to change your life more and more. So you've been strengthening your mind for the last five weeks. You now have a more powerful mechanism that you can use to attract success and abundance in every aspect of your life. And I want to talk specifically about abundance now, because what we found is the number one excuse why people don't want to lose weight or transform their lives is typically financial. I can't afford organic food. I can't afford a fitness trainer. Whatever it is, that's the number one excuse. And yes, it's true that those are real. But the reality is, when you really want to solve a problem, you can find a creative solution. That's why we talk about going to a farmer's market and getting locally grown produce, or using visualization to maximize your exercise session so that you don't have to exercise hours a day. So there are creative solutions, but financial issues are a very real issue, and they also cause that kind of chronic fear and stress that can activate your fat programs. So I want to talk about how to use visualization to create financial success, and through a visualization that we're going to do today. And we've talked about it a number of times, but I want to focus on it today, and that is imagining that you're in an ocean of abundance. Now, we talked about this visualization a few sessions ago, but we talked about it in terms of creating the feeling of abundance so that you can feel safe. I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to say from my own experience and based on the information that I'm telling you right now, that not only does the abundance visualization make you feel safer, the abundance visualization actually uses the power of your mind to attract financial success into your life. I know this from my own experience, and I can tell you that it's very powerful. So what you're doing is you're imagining that once you're in a visualization, once you're in that deep visualization state, once your energy channels are open and flowing, then you imagine that you're in an infinite ocean of abundance. And we'll do this in the visualization, but you can do it right now as we're here. So if you're in an infinite ocean of abundance, I want you to imagine this now. If you close your eyes, you're in an infinite ocean of abundance that's as far as you can see in every direction. It's an ocean where just one drop of this abundance, and of course, yes, you can breathe in this ocean. It's not water, it's abundance, and it's an infinite ocean, and one drop of this ocean, just one drop, is more financial success and resources than you could ever need in the next 50 lifetimes or in the next 500 years. Just one drop is more than you could ever possibly use for as long as you could ever live. Just one drop. And then you imagine that the pores of your skin open up and also all of your energy channels open up. And this ocean comes rushing through into your body and then out into the world and creates enormous success for you. And I'd like you to just do that right now. Imagine the pores of your skin open up and the energy channels open up and this ocean of abundance comes rushing in. And just now, I'd like you to imagine incredible financial success that it's creating. So this ocean is rushing through you and it's creating your version of incredible financial success. Sales like you can't imagine, things going out the roof, your business prospering, promotions, whatever your version is, it just keeps expanding and expanding to the point where you could not even possibly imagine how much success you have as it's rushing through you. That's a very powerful image, and we're going to use that in this visualization now that our minds are so powerful to help us attract success. And also you can use this not only for success in business, but for success in health. You can imagine that ocean to be an ocean of vitality and health rushing into you, an ocean of love and support rushing through you. Whatever it is that you're looking for, you can use that ocean. But I'm going to tell you from my own experience that it's not just going to make you feel safer, it's actually using the power of your mind to create abundance. So I want you to be aware of really a new paradigm and a new way of operating, rather than the typical paradigm where you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is listen to the news and you count all the people that have died and all the wars that have happened and all the things that could happen to you today and the stock market going up and down, and I'm feeling stressed just saying these things, and then trying to figure out how to navigate through the day so that you can be successful, be safe. Rather than that, start by realizing that our thoughts have power to heal us or to injure us, not only us, but others on a molecular level, just like what we saw in the beginning with Masahiro Emoto's water molecules, that our thoughts have power to heal us, that our thoughts have the power to open up our energy channels and give us boundless health, vitality, and creative life force energy, that our thoughts have the power to deepen our intuition and our connection with our internal guidance to keep us safe and live a life full of meaning and purpose, and that our thoughts have the power to attract, create, and manifest tremendous success in our lives. It's a new paradigm that I want you to be aware of and deepen and focus every day. So in the morning you wake up and the first thing you do, rather than count how many people died and how many wars there are and the extent of global warming, do that later. The first thing you do is tap into that enormous power that you have to make your body healthy. Open up your energy channels. Radiate love through your body. Open up your energy channels. This is what we're going to do in this visualization. Get your energy channels open and flowing. Create health on a molecular level by radiating love to all the cells of your body. Deepen your intuition and your guidance, and then allow all of that energy to rush through your life and create and attract and manifest success. Do that first. Then go out into the world and let your mind figure out how many people did this or how many people did that, or what stock you should buy, or whether you should turn what job or whatever it is. Let the rest, let everything else take care of itself once you've set the dials. Otherwise, to me, it's like the tail wagging the dog. When you go out there in the morning and the first thing you do is try to work through your logic and try to keep yourself safe through your logic, you just get more and more stressed. Connect with safety. Connect with safety. Connect with meaning and purpose. Heal yourself on a molecular level. Attract success. Do that first. As soon as you wake up, then go out into your world. Watch how your life changes. So the new paradigm is you have a more powerful mind, a more effective mind for creating anything you want in your life and for losing weight. Do that first thing in the morning and then go off into your day. And what I want to do now, in this just next couple of minutes, is I want us all here. We've got close to 200 people on this call right now. I want us all to create a combined vision of health and success for all of us, because if one mind is powerful, when you combine 100 and almost 200 minds together, each one adds to the other mind, and we've got people in 6 continents here. And each mind connects with the other and amplifies the thoughts of the other so that everybody benefits. It's like if you were in a room, a dark room, and you had a candle, and there were a couple hundred people in the room, and everybody else had a candle, you'd get a pretty bright light in the room. Your one candle isn't going to light the room, but a couple hundred candles is going to light the room for everybody. So I want to light the room for everybody, and I want to create a vision for all of us from our old vision of where we were before we started. Maybe we were tired, stressed out, overweight, overwhelmed, low energy, scared, confused, sick, medicated, toxic, blocked. Maybe that's where we started. I want to create a new vision for all of us, because this is what we've been doing over the last 5 weeks now. A vision where we're stronger, where we're safer in so many different ways, where we're protected, where we're fit, successful, creative, confident, powerful, guided, super healthy, high energy, clean, pure, free-flowing creative life force, and exploding with vitality, happiness, and love. I want to create that combined vision for all of us. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to do our visualization, and in the visualization we are going to create, I'm going to say these words, and I want it to radiate. I want you to feel it to radiating out in your body and radiating like a light to everybody that's listening to this call, so everybody benefits from this. So we're going to do our visualization first, then we're going to create, then we're going to take questions and talk about our checklist and talk about where we go from here. So if you're all ready, I'd like you to sit up, and or stand up rather, and I'd like you to just take your shoulders and imagine your shoulders touching your ears, or just have your shoulders come up to your ears and then relax them, and then bring your shoulders up to your ears again and then relax them, and then just sitting down with your back straight, your eyes closed. And if your mouth is closed, if you can breathe through your nose, that's great. And if you can, just imagine your tongue lightly touching the roof of your mouth to create an energy circuit. And I'd like you to imagine a beautiful, bright ball of light in your navel. And it's circulating around your navel, and it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And as it's circulating around your navel, I'd like you to imagine that it's also pulling energy up from the earth, so that the energy channels in our legs are opening up and energy is getting pulled in from the earth, grounding us, supporting us, nurturing us. And it's being pulled into our legs and into our hips and into that ball of energy in our navel. So that ball of energy is circulating around, pulling energy from the earth into our navel. And I'd like you to imagine now that as that ball of bright white energy is circulating around around your navel and getting brighter and brighter, that it's also pulling energy from the sky into your head. And that energy goes into your face and touches the roof of your mouth, and you might even feel a little bit of a tingle as that energy goes into your tongue and into your throat and into your heart and into the ball of light in your navel. And that ball of light is getting brighter and brighter. And as that ball of bright white light is getting brighter and brighter, it's pulling energy up from the earth into your legs, and it's pulling energy down from the sky into your head, and they're all meeting in your navel, so that all your energy channels are open and flowing. And it feels really good and really relaxing. And as you've got this ball of bright white light in your navel, I'd like you to imagine that that same bright white light is all around you, that you're actually in an ocean of bright, white, vibrant light. It's all around you and it's infinite. It's an ocean. And that all of your energy channels open up, and that bright white light, that ocean of light, comes flooding into your body, filling your body with health and vitality, and radiating health and vitality into every cell of your body. So all your energy channels are open and flowing now, and you're using the power of your mind to allow enormous, powerful, vital, healthy energy to flow into your body, and your whole body is flooded with bright, white light. And as your whole body is flooded with bright, white light, I'd like you to imagine that any excess weight on your body just disappears into the ocean. So you're sitting there in your perfect, most perfect ideal shape, and flooded in an ocean of bright white light, and just flooded with bright white healing light. And as every cell of your body is being bathed with bright white healing light, I'd like you to imagine that every cell of your body is saying at the same time the words strong, strong, strong. And as it's saying that, you're feeling that your cells are getting stronger and more powerful, and that you're radiating out to everybody that's on this call strength and vitality. And then I'd like you to imagine that your cells say the word safe, safe, safe. And you're radiating out to the world safe, safe, so that you are safe and the world is safe. Protected. Imagine every cell of your body is flooded with light right now and is saying at the same time, I'm protected, protected, protected. And you're radiating out protection to the world. And now fit, fit, fit. Every cell of your body is saying the word fit and feeling that your cells are fit and healthy and vibrant. Success. Imagine every cell of your body at the same time saying success, success, success. And you're radiating out success into the world. Creative, creative, creative. confident, 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 powerful, 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 guided, 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 super healthy, super healthy, super healthy, high energy, high energy, high energy, clean, 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 pure, pure, pure. And lastly, imagine that every cell of your body is saying at the same time, love, love, love. So that every cell of your body is being loved right now, deeply loved and nourished. And this beautiful white light, this ocean of light, is flooding your body with health and vitality and love. And every cell of your body is saying love, love, love. And you're radiating out to the world, love, love. Just like every cell is a little generator that's generating and radiating out to the world, to our loved ones and to anyone we come in contact with, radiating out to the world. Love, love, love. So we're bringing love and peace in the world. And our energy is free-flowing and creative. And we can feel that we're exploding with vitality, happiness, and love for life. And now I'd like you to imagine that as we're in this ocean of vitality, this bright white ocean of vitality, that this infinite ocean that's rushing through you is actually an ocean of abundance. And just one drop of this ocean of abundance is more success and abundance than you could ever possibly need in the next 500 years. Just one drop, and the whole ocean comes flooding through you, and your energy channels are open, and it's rushing through you, into you, attracting and creating incredible success and abundance in your life. And you can now take a moment, you can now visualize incredible success in your life. Success like you never dreamed, your greatest dreams coming true right now, infinite. Way more success than you could ever possibly have even thought is just coming through you. And all you need to do is allow it. That's all. You're just allowing it to rush through you. It's everywhere. You're swimming in it. And you just allow it to rush through you and see how it manifests in the world. See how successful your life is. Imagine that ocean rushing through you and creating success. And just imagine that success right now. Whether it's a tremendous, tremendous career, some creative endeavor, some opportunity, imagine that success right now and it being tremendous. And that ocean is flooding into you and creating that success. And it's infinite, and it's easy, and it's effortless, and all you need to do is allow it. And you're using the power of your mind simply to allow, attract, and manifest incredible success in your life. So just take a moment now to imagine, here you are, maybe it's 6 months down the road, and you've lost the weight that you need to lose, and you're fit, and you're healthy, and you're vibrant, and you've got tremendous success in your life, and that ocean of energy is flooding through you into your life 6 months from now. Just take a moment to look at that life, how incredibly successful you are 6 months from now, how everything's flowing, how you're fit, how you crave healthy, live, vibrant foods, how you have life force pulsating through every part of your being, how it's exploding out into the world, into creative energy, creative endeavors, and how incredibly successful you are in your relationships, in your personal life, in your physical health and vitality, in your professional life, in your creative life, in your spiritual life. And in every way possible, there is success, meaning, purpose. And it's all being fueled by this vision that you're creating right now of this ocean of abundance rushing through you, creating success and abundance like you never imagined possible. And all you need to do is allow, nothing else. You just allow the energy channels to open up, and you allow this incredible success to rush through you. There's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. There's just allowing incredible success. And now, as you have this vision of yourself 6 months down the road, incredibly successful, happy, vibrant, and fit, I would like you to imagine that that image that you have just created through the power of your mind is a magnet, and it is attracting you to it, so that every decision you make between now and 6 months from now, whether you turn left or you turn right, whether you talk to this person or that person, whether you eat this food or that food, every single decision you make from now until 6 months from now, you make because that magnet of this most perfect, ideal life and fitness that you've just created for yourself is attracting you. And all you need to do is allow it to happen. There's nothing else that needs to happen. You're safe, you're fit, you're protected, you have all the tools you need, all the resources, your mind is incredibly powerful. And now all you need to do is allow. Everything else happens automatically. So in your own time and space, when you're ready, you can wake up, open your eyes, and know that your life has been forever transformed and that you have just used the power of your mind to create incredible success, fitness, health, vitality, and happiness in every area of your life. And all you need to do is just let it be. So I just want to talk about our checklist. I'm not adding anything more to our checklist as far as different weekly things. Obviously, you're listening to week 6 visualization. I know you can't see that too well on the screen, but you'll be able to download that says week 6 visualization. Obviously, you're listening to the week 6 visualization this week. And going forward, it would be a good visualization to continue to listen to in the mornings. But you're listening to week 6 visualization. I'm not changing anything else in anything here. We're doing everything we need to be doing. But under the journal, I have become aware of the relationship between your thoughts and your life. Write down any thoughts you may have about what you would like to create in your life. Apply these thoughts, ideas, visions to your morning visualization and know that you have the power to transform both your body and your life. This course has been an enormous pleasure for me to participate in. I can't even express it in words how much I've loved this and how much gratitude I have for all of you for attending. This is not the last time we're going to be speaking. There's going to be a lot of occasions. We're going to have 2 more call-in sessions this week, plus our blog next week. And plus, I'm going to try, even though Lucas doesn't want to hear this, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to try to get him to do some more bonus call-in sessions because I want to keep in touch. And then we have our one-on-ones. So, and you guys have as much access to this membership as you want forever. So you and I are going to be around together every step of the way. So I want to thank you, and then we have a couple of moments that we can take some calls. Oh, not calls, sorry. We can take some questions for just a little while, and then we'll answer all the rest of the questions in the next call-in sessions that we have in the video blog coming up next week. So whatever questions we don't get to now and whatever questions we didn't get to from last week, we'll cover over the next week. Thank you. Neil, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, John.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Great session. Great session. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay. Do you guys want to do some questions now, or do you want to wait, save them for the call in? How do you want to do it?
I've got a couple questions now. If you're up for it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, we have this one that's anonymous. I'm not sure who sent it in, but there's some lady who started the GM program out there, and apparently she completely lost her appetite. She'd have a muesli breakfast and could hardly eat any more that day, nothing else during the day, and this has gone on for a few days. Is this something to worry about? What's going on here?
That's okay as long as she doesn't get junk food cravings. It's okay. It just means her body really wants to let go of weight. Drink a lot of fluids. Drink a lot of water with lemon to flush your body out. Your body just really, really wants to detoxify. It wants to get rid of the weight, period, end of story. Now, if you're doing this thing where you're not hungry and then you find at 4 o'clock you got to have a donut or a pizza or something like that, then that's not what's happening. Okay? So then you got to go back to keeping your blood sugar stable and to making sure that you're nourishing your body, et cetera, et cetera. But if you're really not hungry and you're not getting junk food cravings throughout the day, let it happen for a while. Your body will adjust. It just really wants to lose weight really quickly. It just can't. I had this experience at the end of my weight loss. I had this experience where my weight loss just accelerated to the point where the idea of eating too much, just like I couldn't eat. And my body just it was done with the weight. That's what's happening with you. It's a beautiful thing. Your body will adjust again, and it'll go day to day where one day you might be really hungry, and on those days, I would urge you to make sure that you're getting GM-friendly foods and eating them in a way that's keeping your blood sugar stable, and then other days you're not going to be hungry. And that's the way it's going to be for a while until the weight goes off.
Okay. We've got another question here from Robin, and she said she would like to know what visualizations to do after this week, after the one you're going to provide her with today. That's her first question. And the second part of her question is, and I think this is an important question, John. I've seen a lot of people ask this question. She said, I would also like to know, at what point can we expect to start losing weight in the program if we are doing all the steps required, and if for some reason our body is not yet wanting to let go of the weight at this point? What do we do?
As far as the visualization, you've got so many now visualization tools. The important thing is that you listen to a visualization every morning. Now, we came into this, there was like 6 visualizations. Well, we had in the members area before we even started, there was the morning, the evening, the living goddess, and then about 5 or 6 other visualizations that I recorded from my from my live events in Kiama, and then we just recorded 6 other visualizations. So we have visualizations for specific things. Now, the visualization that we just made is a great one to listen to going forward, but you might, on another time, you might feel stressed out, or you might feel unsafe, or there might be emotional obesity issues at play. Listen to visualization number 4 then. There might be digestion issues at play. Listen to visualization number 3. So you've got a tool, you've got a whole arsenal of visualizations now that you can listen to, and they depend on your particular situation. And on that same note, to answer the second question, that also depends on your particular situation. Take the case of emotional obesity. I've had people that have read the book and have tried to lose weight for 30 years and realized when they read the book that they had an emotional obesity issue, they had this enormous cathartic cry, and then they went on to lose all their weight. I've had other people that have had to work with the emotional obesity issue for 6 months before the weight started to come off. So there's no one size fits all. You just know now what your issues are, and you can continue to work on them, and what you'll find over time is that they will go away. You will feel more safe, you will feel less stress, you will be revitalizing your body, you will be renourishing your body. Especially take the example of omega-3 fatty acids. It takes about 6 months for your body to cover the cells with that healthy fat, which will then help your system burn fat more efficiently. So all these things take time. So the answer to the question is you're only going to get better and better over time. Whether it happens immediately or it takes several months is a very unique thing. And there's no one size fits all, but I guarantee you by following the steps that we're doing, nourishing your body, lowering stress, feeling safer, using the power of your mind to attract success, doing these things, you will only get closer and closer, and you will only get better and better. It may happen on a straight line basis. You may find that you lose a lot of weight and then plateau for a couple of months, or you may find that you don't lose anything for 6 months and then bam, all of a sudden something kicked, your insulin levels got low enough so that your body could burn fat more efficiently and stop craving junk food, and then boom, everything changes and you lose weight. So there's no one size fits all, but simply following the steps is going to benefit you, and it's going to work at some point. For most people, I'd say I would look for something in the next couple of months. Also, that brings me to the one-on-one call that we're going to do. Lucas said we're going to start taking calls in about a week. I want to wait 3 weeks because I want to give you as much time as possible to work with everything, to sit with everything, so that when we do talk, you and I get the most out of the conversation, because you'll know what has stuck as far as a daily habit and what hasn't. You'll know what your issues are, what your sticking parts are, what your success, what's changed, and then we can boom, 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 target things and pinpoint things. So just know that following the approach is going to work for everyone that follows it. Whether it happens immediately or over a couple of months, that's a very unique thing. That's going to change from person to person. But you will feel more energy, more health, less stress, no matter who you are, and start to lose weight over time.
Yeah, and I always thought it was encouraging, John, to hear your story about how, the better you got at this and the more you understood the concepts, the weight really started coming off towards the end, which is very atypical from what we were used to seeing when it comes to weight loss. But I think it's significant to mention.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got another question from Robin. She says, I went back and listened again to class number 2, and John said it takes about 6 months for your cells to be fully regenerated and recoded with the healthy fat from omega-3s. Does this mean that it could take that long for someone to start losing weight and then get out of the fat storage mode?
Okay, the question, the way she asked it, does this mean it can? The answer is yes. It means they can, but it doesn't mean that they will. Okay, because the reason why our bodies lose the ability to burn fat is we have one of the things that happens when the fat programs are on is you get this insulin resistance, but insulin resistance can also be reversed instantly through dealing with stress, and 80% of insulin resistance is caused by stress. So even though it can take 6 months for the cells to be coated with a healthy fat, that's just one part of the picture. So it doesn't mean that it's going to take 6 months to lose weight. You could lose weight instantly if you've dealt with the stress issue or the emotional obesity issue. The insulin resistance will go in pretty much instantly.
Okay. All right, here's a question from Simone, and this is about visualizations and posture. She said, why do you need to be seated upright, and why does the spine need to be straight? Can you lie down with a straight spine for visualizations before the evening one?
Okay, yeah. For the evening one, yeah. The evening one's designed for you to fall asleep at night. The morning one, you can also lie down. People have asked, but this is a really good class to ask that question, Neil, because the reason why I tell people to keep their back straight and preferably not touching anything is because we've got a major energy channel that goes up and down the spine. It's like the superhighway of our energy channels. And if you look at energy channels like our circulatory system, we've got major arteries, and then we've got blood vessels, and we've got tiny little capillaries. And we've got veins, and so we've got different size. It's the same with our energy channels. We've got little capillary energy points, and we've got energy veins, and we've got these energy superhighways or arteries. There's a major energy superhighway that goes up and down your spine. If your spine's not straight or if your spine's touching a chair, that superhighway is going to get blocked. It's going to make it harder for the energy to flow. So if that energy superhighway is open and flowing, your energy is going to be flowing. So that's why I say to keep your spine straight and preferably not touching the chair. Lying down is okay. Sitting up is better. But at night, it's totally okay to fall asleep listening to the visualization. That visualization is not a visualization necessarily to circulate your energy, but to help you sleep and to help you create a positive association with losing weight and being safe.
Okay. All right, John, here's a question from Rosa. And she says, my sexual appetite has gone. Is there anything I can do before it vanishes completely? I know that at my age it diminishes, but as you know, satisfying your partner and oneself helps to improve relations. What can you suggest? What does the Gabriel method have to say about that?
Well, I'm not going to say there's a Gabriel method as much as there's a John Gabriel talking, but your sexual energy is an energy just like all the other energies in your body, and when your sexual energy can't circulate, when it's blocked or when it's devitalized, when it's exhausted through having kids, menopause, stress, overwork, all of these things, and even your monthly cycle when you're having your period, all these things can drain your sexual energy. Feeling blocked in your life or creatively blocked can block your sexual energy. When your sexual energy is open and flowing, then your sexual appetite increases. When your sexual energy is rejuvenated and when your vitality is rejuvenated, your sexual energy increases. So any way that you can revitalize your body, one really good one is the Living Goddess meditation, focuses on revitalizing your energy and having your energy flowing and your creative force unblocked. That will help increase the flow of your sexual energy and revitalize you and get your sexual energy going again. There's also, I might even recommend doing some research into tantric yoga, because the tantrics really make a science of your sexual energy and how to cultivate your sexual energy and revitalize your sexual energy. A note for men that you know, in Eastern cultures and medicine that study energy, our sexual energy, you know, is our sperm holds our creative vitality and our sexual energy. And when we've exhausted that, we might feel exhausted. And one way to revitalize is to rejuvenate that and regenerate that by not dissipating it too much. You'll find your life regenerates. And then by doing these visualizations to circulate that energy will go into your life and into your body, and you'll have a lot more energy. So that's something to think about. But getting your creative energy flowing and revitalizing it will increase your sexual energy.
Okay, good answer. Brett has a question. He says, I'm still resistant to exercise. How may I best shift this?
Well, if you're still resistant to exercise, it's probably because there's other things that are at play, maybe stress, chronic stress, or emotional obesity issues at play that are causing your body to be in that fat storage mode. And when you're in that fat storage mode, you're not going to want to exercise. So continue to listen to the visualization number 5, and also whatever areas you've targeted over the last 6 months that may be your issues, focus on those issues too concurrently, and you will over time develop a reconnection and with being physical and being active. Your body will want to be more active again.
Okay, I think we got time for at least one more here, John. This one's from Lily. She says, what's the best thing to do when I feel like everything is weighing me down and everywhere I turn negative surrounds me? I feel safe doing the visualizations in the morning and night, most afternoons as well, but it's like no matter what I do, the bad seems to follow me.
Okay, well, that'll change over time by doing the visualizations consistently, especially visualization number 4, and then also during the day, whenever you're feeling stressed or unsafe, imagine that column of light and those angel wings protecting you, and also the visualization we did today. So I would rotate between visualization 4 and visualization 6. Over time, it'll permeate throughout the rest of your day and the rest of your life. It'll just take a little bit of time. Again, it's like making a path through the woods. Every time you trot through that path, it gets deeper and deeper and more ingrained. So it will permeate the rest of your life over time within the next couple of months. So continue with it. And that's really the message I have. Everything that we're doing, continue to do it, and it's only going to improve your life. Sure, the weight will come off, but there's so many other areas to it, and they're all related, and we've touched on all of them, and it's only going to improve every area of your life.
Excellent. All right, do we have time for any more, John?
All right, let's do one more.
One more. Okay, this one's from Colleen, and Colleen says, I'm very self-conscious about how I look, but this goes beyond how it's been. I feel sick to think about how I look. It's like it's not me. I don't belong in this body. Like I want to peel off this outer shell, but I can't. Have you got anything to say?
Okay, well, all right, well, that outer shell's coming off. So it can continue. I would do also this visualization that we just did would be especially useful because I talk about radiating love throughout your body. So you can reconnect with loving yourself, and I think your body needs to feel that kind of love. And what you're experiencing also is your body wanting to shed that extra layer, and that extra layer is going to shed. So it's all going to come together over the next couple of months. So everything will. Yeah, and everything will come together for people over the next couple of months. Again, my one final message is listen to the evening and morning visualizations, and then go back. And then if you haven't even started any of this, look, you've got all of it now. Go back to day 1 and do the whole thing over again if you want to, or if you've missed pieces of it, fill in the gaps, or just periodically revisit the different sessions and the different courses. They're all there for you. It's a resource for you. And we're going to be in touch over the next couple of days and also over the next couple of months. So we're going to be here for you. The site is here for you. Everything's here for you. I am totally committed in every way possible toward your success in losing weight and solving your problems in every area of your life and transforming your body and your life. So we're here for you, and we will be in contact. So I wish you all a tremendous day or a tremendous night, depending where you are, and stay tuned for our 2 call-in sessions this week and our blog next week. And Any questions you have, email us along the way, and we'll answer them. So look forward to speaking soon. Take care, everybody.